Dry January day 7, and you're probably becoming very well acquainted with your feelings. And they may be all over the place, like the highs are high, the lows are low. You may be feeling some irritability, some frustration, lack of patience, overwhelmed, anxious, depressed, lack of motivation. And it's important to not put a lot of stock in your feelings in early sobriety because they're literally here 1 minute and then gone the next. Because it takes time for the chemicals in your brain to balance themselves out. Because from all the time that you were consuming poison, it messed with your mental and your physical. So when that poison is abruptly taken away, your body doesn't know how to feel. It doesn't know how to regulate. And all of that takes time. And for me in early sobriety, I felt like the feelings, the emotions, my temperament, I felt like it all came in waves, almost like grief. I would have one moment where I would be so thankful I wasn't drinking. I was so happy I was on this sobriety journey. I was thinking this is going to change my life. Things are going to be better. I can't wait to see what happens. And then like 10 minutes later, I would be like, why am I even doing this? What is the point? Am I really never going to drink again? How am I ever going to get through life not drinking? I would start future tripping. So it was literally way up high to just tanking out. So that's why you can't put a lot of stock in how you're feeling right now. I remember reading somewhere that it can take up to a year for the chemicals in your brain to balance out, for the receptors that release dopamine and regulate things in your system. That can take up to a year. So what you're feeling right now, I promise it's not going to last forever. And when you feel so overwhelmed with how you're feeling, remember your why. Why did you feel inclined to do a dry January? What were your goals going into a dry January? Because more than likely, if you felt like you needed to take a month off from drinking and possibly even longer, it's because there was something there. Because people who can truly moderate, who don't have an issue with alcohol, can take it or leave it. I can promise you throughout the month of December, they weren't thinking I should do a dry January. And be encouraged by this. Nobody ever regrets quitting drinking or taking time off from drinking. Nobody looks back at a year sober and thinks, why didn't I drink this past year? Or looks back at early sobriety and thinks, why didn't I just give in? Why did I push through all the uncomfortableness that I was feeling? No, if anything, it is the absolute opposite. You look back at your early sobriety and you are so thankful you pushed through that uncomfortableness, because you will see that it was all so temporary. It's literally like a blip in time. It does get better. Dry January day 7, let's go.